Is the man. Good morning, Willie. Good morning.
Well, good morning. How you guys doing today?
Good. It's listen. How's it doing in Binghamton? How are you guys doing down there?
We're doing okay. I mean, it's been too darn hot. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not a big fan of these 90-degree days. That's why I live in upstate New York, isn't it?
Well, I can tell you, this is the second. I said, when was the last time it was this hot on Memorial Day weekend? Well, it was last year. It was in the 90s last year, 80s, upper 80s and 90s. And
I probably complained about it back then,
I think you probably did. I'm not complaining, although I got to tell you, cooler weather is on the way. I think Tuesday, showers and a high of 69, so you'll be right in your glory.
That's where I want to be, okay? I want it to be overcast and cool.
No sun, no heat. You're going to be
I don't
just
care
fine.
about sun. Who needs sun?
Listen, I really was, when I was asking you how you guys doing down there, I'm wondering because the congressional, the Republican primary is coming up on the 28th, and it's heating up now.
Oh, dear Jesus, it's like the only thing on television.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, there's another ad. There's an ad from Stephen Wells. There's an ad from Martin Babinick. And I guess Tenney's going to start some ads sometime soon.
It is interesting that Babinick, was it the Reform Party line, is what he'll be in a primary with Claudia Tenney there. But he's self-funded. But then you have your guy, George Phillips.
He's not my guy, man. Don't blame me for George Phillips.
But he's from down there. And
he's from down here. I'm just guilty by association.
And this is his third run. And now down there, you do see the signs, though, that say it's time that we have a representative from here, right?
Well, yeah, essentially, his signs down around this area say that he would be the first Binghamton representative in 50 years. And I'm thinking, dude, I don't think you're spreading those signs around Utica. I just got a feeling.
Yeah, but although I got to tell you, there was a campaign faux pas, where he sent out, there were campaign letters that someone sent out, and they were sent to people here that said, it's time that Binghamton has a congressman. And... It did not go over well here, but it's heated.
It's not going to. I mean, listen, I talk from a little bit of experience here. I've run a congressional race in Binghamton before, okay? And the district at that time, we weren't extended up to Utica, but we were extended very wide. So we went from Ithaca down to like Beacon, New York. And trust me, one of the primary concerns that we always heard from everybody was, well, if you're from Binghamton, are you going to care about Kingston? And vice versa. If you're from Kingston, are you going to care about Binghamton? And that's what you're going to see playing out here. If you're from Utica, you don't want to hear that he's banking on being the first Binghamton congressman.
Yeah.
You want to hear that he's going to be your congressman. And everybody has that right because everybody's a voter in that district.
Yeah.
So if you start saying, well, I'm only for this group or I'm only for that group, you are going to lose miserably.
The problem is that today we don't really deal with the Pony Express like we did a couple hundred years ago. And today it's very easy for that information to spread throughout the district. And people find out about it. I would have sent you a picture
of the sign, but there was a pretty little co-ed sitting on the porch, and I didn't want to get arrested.
That was the text message I got.
That could be trouble.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be a sex offender.
Well, that's a good thing, Willie. That's a good thing. Anyway, the primary is coming up on the 28th, and it is going to heat up. We have the first debate that's going to happen here on the air on the 13th, Monday the 13th at 7 a.m., and we plan to go full 2 hours on that. It's going to be exciting. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. So, all right.
So you're going to have Wells, Tenney, and Phillips. Are you going to have Babinick at all?
No, because
he's not in the primary. Although I will say it's very smart that he's running his ads now because he needs to build up name recognition.
He is in the Reform primary, though, the Reform Party primary. I think
there's a Reform Party primary.
I believe in it. I don't know how it all works. We'll find out. But I had thought he was out of the race, and he's in it and self-funding, by the way. And running quite a lot of commercials throughout the district. So going to be interesting.
He's out of the Republican primary. I think
Correct.
That's where he's out.
And our debate is a Republican primary debate.
Okay.
So that's the deal there. Manaski.
I just had a caller call in asking about the movie Dark Horse.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what that is?
I have no idea what that is.
It's a Dark Horse.
I said,
movie.
It's funny you say that, Bill. I said, I'm not familiar with it. Who's in it? And she said, I don't know, but it's about a horse.
Okay.
So that's all I know.
It's a horror movie.
Heavy research there. It's about a horse.
Not one you've seen. How about? I cannot believe that they're reintroducing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again.
Oh, dear God, I know, because I hate the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm just telling you that right up front, okay? I didn't like them as a cartoon in the 80s. I didn't like them as a cartoon in the 2000s. I didn't like them as a cartoon now. I didn't like their TV show in the 90s. I didn't like their movie in 1990. I didn't like their movie in 1991 with Stinkin' Vanilla Ice. I didn't like their movie in 1993. I didn't like their movie in 2007. I didn't like their movie in 2014. What the heck's going on? Why do they keep giving them stuff?
I don't get it. I do not understand it.
I don't, but I'll tell you right now, if you're a heavy-duty Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, this movie is just going to be the greatest thing that has ever happened in your life. Because they're just bringing in all the popular characters, all the popular stuff that you loved as a kid. Bebop's in here, Rocksteady's in here. They've got the big garbage truck machine that they turn into their tank. I mean, they are just pulling out all the stops. Why, they've even got Megan Fox romping around in some sexy teenage schoolgirl outfit.
Who are they targeting with this?
I think they're targeting the hardcore fans. Okay. And I think, in a way, they're targeting kids, too, because it's not very deep. There's not a lot of storytelling going on here in this movie. It really is more about, aren't Bebop and Rocksteady silly and goofy? Look at the fight scene. There's so much action going on.
Yeah.
And they're just bringing in a lot of the stuff that we've seen before. I mean, would you believe that the Turtles are having disagreements and they're not sure if they can fight together as a team again?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought we solved that already.
Yeah, they've even got you saying dude. It's awful. I
just
can't
the
believe
worst.
it. All right, what are you giving this thing?
I'm giving it 1 waffle.
All right. Pop Star.
Yeah, Pop Star. This is Andy Samberg in kind of this mockumentary where he plays Connor for real, this massive Justin Bieber-like pop star who's being followed by a film crew as he releases his second album, and everything's going horribly. Because it wouldn't be a comedy if it was going well.
Right.
Right, and I gotta tell you, I think early on it's one of the best parodies of the music business and stardom and social media and all those things that you can imagine. And they're really benefiting from all these cameos. I mean, my God, Usher's in the movie, Ringo Starr's in the movie. I mean, everybody from Saturday Night Live is in the movie. It really does work very, very well early on. I just think that it runs out of steam and it loses its focus. All of a sudden, it becomes more about, well, will he get back together with his old band? And I'm like, nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
I felt like they just kind of got lost. They're like, well, how are we going to end the movie? Where are we going with this? And I think that kind of that hurts it. But it's 2.5 waffles. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to have a good time. You're going to laugh. And
Me Before You is the other one that's out there.
Oh yeah. Let me just put it this way: when I went to see the movie, I was the only man in the theater.
Oh, this is a chick flick.
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to make some friends? You bring yourself a box of tissues and you provide a shoulder to cry on.
Okay. All right.
So you got Amelia Clark. Oh, she's bubbly and charming and hardworking, and she gets hired to take care of a guy played by Sam Claflin who he became a quadriplegic. He had a horrible accident. He feels it's ruined his life. He's angry. He's bitter. He's mean. But do you think that maybe she'll get him to tear down that wall? Do you think that maybe they'll fall in love?
Wait, are there any dragons?
No dragons. But his
For those who don't
personality is quite
understand the
dragon-like.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones reference,
What do you think of this? This is a tearjerker?
It is. It's a tearjerker. And, listen, if they just stuck to being a predictable kind of, comedy, I think it would work. Or not comedy, pardon me, a romance movie.
Sure.
I think it works. I mean, they're both very charming. You kind of fall into the pattern of them falling for each other and warming up to each other. But then they throw in this very dark turn to the movie, a very serious subject, a very frightening subject that kind of takes you out of the movie and takes you out of kind of the fantasy of it all. And I think that's what hurts the movie.
What are you giving it?
I'm going 2.5 waffles.
All right, a couple 2.5s there for the weekend. And you can check it on wafflemovies.com before you go to the movies and waste your time. Check out the movie and Willie's review. We'll talk to you again next week, Willie. Great job. Thanks.
Week, The Conjuring 2.
Oh, that'll be big. That'll be big. All right. Thanks, Willie. Got a break. Hold on tight. WIBX.